Hello DIYers. Today we're working on the 2011 GMC Terrain. Today we have a check engine light and spoiler, it's a P0496. We think it's going to be an EVAP Purge valve. So all of the parts and tools are right here. This is really all you're going to need in order to fix this car up. And the part number is located right here. And we're using GMC genuine parts. And of course the first thing we're going to do is pop the hood. So we're going to come here, open the door handle, and right here in this corner is the door latch. And over here at the front of the car, right about where the G and the M are, you can come here and you'll feel a hood latch. Just pull that up. And this car has a hood strut, so it stays up by itself. And just to give you some context, the new purge valve is here, but the existing one is up over here. This is the throttle body. And right behind it, you can see the vacuum line and the wiring harness for it. And since we're going to be messing with electrical connectors, we're going to pull the battery. That's located right here. With our 10mm socket, we're just going to take off the ground terminal. And then we'll just shake it loose. And it comes right off. And we'll just put it to the side, make sure it doesn't touch. We're going to remove the engine cover because it'll help give us some space, especially right here. And then also the air box. This will make it so we can get a ratchet in without too much difficulty. If you wanted to, you can also remove the throttle body. Maybe your car has high mileage and it's a good time to take that off and clean it. This car is actually pretty good. It's only got 65,000 miles or so. So we're going to leave that alone and save ourselves the trouble of having to replace a gasket seal. So the beauty cover is held on by just a single 10mm bolt right here. You also have to loosen the oil cap or else the cover won't come off. So we'll start with the bolt. We'll take this bolt out and we'll keep it somewhere safe. And now we just need to take the oil cap off. The rest of the cover is on grommets. You just have to pull up and it'll come out. This is where the bolt is. And you can see here, there's just a couple grommets holding it into place. We'll put the cover to the side for now. Now we're gonna work on taking this out. We'll put the oil cap back on so that nothing gets in there. And then on this side, we have the air intake. And we're going to remove these two connectors first. There's one, and there's two. So first thing we're going to do is pop off the gray plastic piece. Let's do this backwards so that you can actually see it. There you go, like that. Then all you do is push this in, push down, and pull up. Comes right out. The other one is down here, so we're going to move the camera. So for this second connector, all you need to do is push this in, and once you push this in, you can pull it out. So let's give it a try. Push this in, and then we'll wiggle it, and it just pulls out. And then also on the intake, we're going to remove this vacuum line here. So you're just going to take a little screwdriver, and there's a little tab here, and you flip that over, and all you do is wiggle it out. And now for the intake, we have 3 more fasteners left. 2 are located right here, here, and here. And the last one is just this fastener on the band clamp. We're just going to loosen that, and this whole thing should come out. So we got a long extension to make things easier on ourselves. Come down in here. I'm just going to get these bolts out. We're going to fish these out with a magnet so that we don't lose them. Use that same extension. This is a 8mm. Pop that down here. Loosen that up. Shakes out like that. Oh, we shook this loose here, and now this whole thing will just pop right out. Now look at all this room that we have to work with. So the purge valve is back here. Let's see if we can zoom in on it a little bit now. And there you go. That bolt is the one that we're looking for right there. Okay, so as you saw from the phone shot, the bolt is to the right of the vacuum line when you're looking at it from this direction. And now we're going to try to get a socket on there. There you go. I got it like this. I can barely see it. Probably a really bad angle. I showed you in the other camera shot how you can fish a 10mm socket with an extension on there. I think this is a 4-inch extension, so we got about 6 inches total. We're just going to do that again now. Fish this extension back here. It's really not that bad to get to. You can feel the bolt. You just have to make sure that it's sitting on there. And then right now I have it sitting on there. I'm just going to put the ratchet on. There you go. And then we're just going to lefty-loosey break it loose. This bolt only needs a 1/4 inch ratchet because it only goes on at 89 inch-pounds. Now that the bolt is loose, this is the only thing holding it on, so we're just going to pull it off. There we go. All right, to pull the whole thing loose, and it comes out this way. And now you can see it. Oh, we can work on getting the rest of it off. So the terminal connection is really easy. You just pry this clip up here at the top. I'm going to use a little pick so I don't break it. Just pry this up just a little bit. Like that. You can see it. It's popped open now. And once it's popped open, you can just pull it out. Now that this terminal's released, we can take this off. And so for this one, all you do is push this in. You can just use your thumb, push it in, and pull it out. And we've already confirmed with the scan tool that this is broken. So just for one final sanity check, you can do the blow test on this. So just pick a direction and then just blow through it. Since I can blow air through it, it serves as a second confirmation that this purge valve is broken. And here's the new one. If you want to, you can blow in it just to confirm that it's not broken right out of the box. We're just going to go in reverse of what we did before. So the first thing we'll do is we'll put this back on. It should just click into place. And we'll come out, spin it around, connect the connector back on. The wire's a little bit short, so we're going to have to push down on it a little bit and get that connected on. Be really careful with this hose here. You don't want to get too rough with it. You want to keep this in good condition or else you'll introduce another leak. The last thing we're going to do is just on this little O-ring, we're going to put a little bit of dielectric grease. Dielectric grease is a silicone-based grease, which means that it won't deteriorate the O-ring over time. This just makes it so that we avoid any risk of twisting or damaging or kinking the O-ring as we're trying to squeeze it in, especially since we don't have a lot of ability to see what we're doing back there. So just like that, make sure you don't clog up the hole like I'm kind of doing. Just a little bit. Okay, and now we're going to fish this in. This is about the right direction for it to go, so we're going to loop this down underneath and see what we can do. Cut us into this. Okay, now that we got it in there, we're going to try to thread that bolt and get it started by hand. definitely feels seated. I think I just need to keep tightening it a little bit. And it's only 89 inch-pounds. So we're going to be very, very gentle. Okay, I think I hit. We're going to finish it with a torque wrench. So we have a torque wrench set to 89 foot-pounds. And take the same extension. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to put the air cleaner back on. This grommet is the first thing that we're going to have to align. You can see the hole right here on the second camera. So this needs to go into here. And of course, this needs to go into here. Line that up, pop it back in, and you should see it. It's pretty good in there now. Since we're here, we could pop this back in like this. We'll also just want to make sure our intake tube is on here, and just give this a wipe with our hands just to make sure that it's clean. And then squeeze this pipe back on. Just going to tighten down this band clamp with one hand. See how much we can do it. The 9-tooth ratchet on this gear wrench is very good. We can get a lot done with a little bit of space. We're going to use a little magnet and just stick these bolts back in these holes, but just so that we don't drop anything in there. And we'll take our extension again, and we'll just get these bolts started. It should have lined up decently well. If not, you could readjust it. We're just going to tighten these down. I don't think there's a torque spec for them because they're on rubber grommets, just until they don't seem to move anymore, just with a couple fingers. We're just holding down the air box and keeping it from vibrating. There we go, just a couple fingers. Okay, and now we're going to do the two connectors that were here. So the first one is this one. This one's easier. This one just pops in like this. All snug. This one also clips in, but don't forget that there's the little safety clip on it. First thing we'll want to do is just push that in, double check it, make sure it doesn't come out. And this clip just slides back in on top like this. I'm going to take it like this. And we're just going to push it in. And that's it. And then the connector doesn't come out anymore. And that's it for the intake. And now we're going to put the beauty cover back on. We'll take off the gas cap and get it out of the way. Then remember that the grommets need to line up. So we'll do that. Once you line this back up, just make sure it doesn't get dirty. We can just put the gas cap straight back on. And then I just like to give it a little push, make sure it seats. And this bolt goes right here. It just sits in. And we can so same thing. This is only 89 foot-pounds. Take a torque wrench, 89 foot-pounds. We're just going to give it a little click. And lastly, we're just going to come in here and put the battery back on, and then we'll tighten that down right here on the side. It's a 10mm. I should have got an extension. That should be good enough. Very good. Close that up. And there you go. We fixed the EVAP Purge valve on this GMC Terrain 2011. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you like this video, I make content like this on a weekly basis. So please like, subscribe, and share. I'm Alan, and this is Metaloop. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.